Hello friends, my name is Tofik and you're watching my channel Graphics Den. So in this video, I'm going to talk about smart objects, how smart objects work, and there are some confusions around smart objects. So I will address that also. So let's get started. So first of all, I will begin with the basics. So this is an image that I have already selected. So if I drag this over here, this is the original size of the image. As you can see in the layers, this is a normal layer. If I increase the size of the image, you can see there is not much difference than the original state. But what happens if I reduce the size significantly like this? I will press enter, press OK. If I increase the size again, you can clearly see the quality has reduced. You can see the pixelated image over here because we reduced the size and then we again increased the size. That's why it is looking blurred or pixelated. So how to avoid this? There is a simple way. We can use the smart objects. So I will keep it over here just for reference. So this is the image that we increased the size. Again, I will drag the same image. So this is the original size. I will increase the size again. So firstly, I will drag it and then I will convert it into a smart object. How to convert it? Simply right click on the layers panel and convert to smart object. You can do this from layers panel as well. Layers, smart object, convert to smart objects. You can choose either way. So this is the symbol of smart object, this icon right here, little icon. So this is the smart object now. If I increase the size, press enter. Now what will happen if I reduce the size again like this, enter? So as you can see, the quality of the image remains the same. Even if I reduce and then increase the size, it remains. You can clearly see the difference between the regular layer and smart object. So if you want to maintain or keep the quality of the image, then we can convert any object or image into smart object first, then we can play with the size or we can resize it without losing its quality. So this is the first use. We can do a lot more things using smart objects, so I will show you. So let's say I want to create a mock-up of a business card. So I will create a rectangle and we can, as I might have said earlier, we can convert any image or object into smart object. It doesn't have to be image only or only image. So this is a regular object shape. So I will again convert this into a smart object. So this is now a smart object. Now what I'll do is I can simply press Ctrl T and I can use one of these options. So you can use it from here or edit, transform. You will get the same options over here. So I will choose distort. So just to demonstrate, I will resize or reshape the smart object. And remember, I have already created or converted this into a smart object, and after that I am resizing it or reshaping it. So this is the shape. This is just an example of a shape. You can create any shape that you want and any way you want. So let's say this is the final image that I want. So we can simply insert or go inside this object by double clicking on the thumbnail. We have to double click on this thumbnail, double click. So we are now inside the smart object. We just have to put our design inside this. I will match this properly. So pressing shift like this, press enter. Now we need to save it, Control S. So once we save it, it will automatically displayed on the smart object. And as you can see, even though we can see the image front facing over here, but this is slanted as we reshaped the smart object. So this is how it works. But so many people commit one mistake. I will undo this again. What they do, so now this is a normal, I will create new shape so you don't get confused. So this is a new shape. No, so what I'll do is this time around I will reshape this first, or reshape it first and then convert it into smart object, and let's see what happens. So again, edit, transform and distort. I will try to give it a similar shape. Shape doesn't really matter, this is just an example. So this is the shape, enter, and now I will convert this into a smart object. So what will happen now if I double click over here? As you can see, the image, the smart object itself is slanted, so it doesn't work. So remember one thing, the order is very important. Once we create any object, we first have to convert it into a smart object, then we can change the shape of that object. I'll show you once more. So once we create any object, I'm just changing the color so that you will see the object clearly. The color doesn't matter. So once we create any object, then we have to convert it into smart object first, and then we can change the shape like this. So this order is very important, otherwise it won't work. Then we can insert any image inside this object. So I will show you one more example. So this is a ready-made mockup. Where is it? This is a ready-made mockup, and you can see there is one more thing I want to share you before we move on to that mockup. So this is a smart object. What will happen if I convert it into smart object first, then I will copy this, duplicate layer, duplicate. So I will duplicate one more. So I have created the smart object first, then I have duplicated them, the object. So what will happen if I choose any smart object, double click and insert this design inside the smart object. This is also very important. Again, save. So I only inserted the image in one of the smart objects, but as you can clearly see, it has displayed on all the smart objects because we have duplicated the smart object after we converted the regular object into smart object. That's why if we want different images or different design inside each of the smart objects, we need to first create individual shape and then convert them separately. I will show you what I mean by that. So if I want different images in different smart objects, so this is smart object, so I will undo this. So this is now a regular shape. So we need to create separate shapes, regular shapes first, then convert all these shapes individually, like convert to smart object. So rather than duplicating the smart object, what we have done, we have created separate objects and converted them individually in smart objects. So what will happen now? If I insert any design in the smart object, it will only affect that one particular smart object instead of affecting all the designs. So again, save. This is how we can use it. So we can insert different designs over here in this case, but if we duplicate the smart object, only one image will be displayed in the output. So again, I will show you with one more example. So this is a mockup. So even if I change one of the smart object or insert image in one of the smart objects, it will automatically be displayed on all the smart objects. So double click, delete this. Again, I will choose this. Like this. Do it properly, press enter, again file, save. Once it's saved, so as you can clearly see, even if I inserted that particular image in one of the smart objects, it is showing in all the smart objects, because it is, you can say, these are literally clones of each other. So even if I change in any of the smart objects, it will be shown in all the smart objects. So this is how we can use the smart objects. So first I showed you how we can use any shape as smart objects, and if you want to maintain quality of any image, we can use smart objects, and in mockups also we can effectively use smart objects. So that's it for this video. If you find this video useful, please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye and cheers.